what's going on? Gamer here. Today's a little different. I'm not gonna ask anybody to jump in with me. I'm actually gonna give my 2 cents on the Season 8 Wulin faction characters while playing in Season 7. Let's see here. In case you missed the event, it's completing Infernal Dominion with samurai characters. And let's go into deathmatch. Just because that's what I prefer. Okay, so looking at the... Okay, failed to join. Lovely. So looking at the Season 8 characters, it looks like they are heavily based on team fights, because Tiandi releases a damage buff burst in random bits. He can sacrifice his health to heal and cleanse his allies around him. And he also has the rally ability that Warden has, where everybody gets a massive damage boost on all their weapons. So obviously, Tiandi is the buffer, like the damage buffer. And we move on to Shaolin. Shaolin has amazing team fight strat. He has amazing team fight potential. Because looking at his, looking at his second feat, I think. No, his second feat is one where he teleports behind the lockdown person and kicks them. His third and fourth feats. His third feat, which he can switch for heal on block, which is the second person to have that. The first one was Conqueror. But his third feat allows him to give out a healing burst when he does attacks from key stance. Now, if you haven't seen the trailers, then key stance is kind of like Highlander's offensive stance, except instead of just holding heavy, you also hold light. And there's a cap. But yes, you hold light or heavy, and then you go into his key stance, and then he releases an AoE heal that heals his allies whenever he does that. And for his fourth ability, Blink, I think it's called. I'm not for sure. You would have to look up like Get Flanked or someone else who's done info on it. Actually, Get Flanked might not have even done it. I don't know. Ignore me in case I'm wrong. But his fourth ability teleports to an ally. As vague as it is, it seems like, say you're on... Well, actually, let's say you're on High Fort. Yeah, let's say you're on High Fort. You're at A. And then you have 2 teammates at B and 1 at C. 2 enemies could run to B, and then 2 could run to C. And then your buddy who's over at C, you would press right, I believe, on the pad, and then your character would teleport from A, up at the top, all the way down to C. I don't know if you can select, but if you can, you would then probably select to go help your buddy who's all the way across the map. So Shaolin is good for providing backup at a moment's notice. Then we move on to Nuxia. Nuxia is based on... Well, Nuxia is the only real lone wolf. Because... based on the feats that I saw from her, she does better when she's on her own. Even though she does have feats that can support her allies, she's better on her own, because her second feat, a passive, it allows her to deal more damage to an opponent who is on their own. And her third feat gives out either a healing or a damage boost, I can't remember right offhand, to all allies. And go! My TV is talking. So bad. But anyways, she releases a healing or a damage boost, I can't remember right offhand which one it is, to all allies, and it's more powerful the more enemies there are. So if all 4 enemies are locked onto Nuxia, then she could release a healing burst, and it would then give a bigger bonus based on how many enemies there were.
captured Zone C.
Sorry for the silence. I just immediately get mode. There we go. Okay.
You
And
captured
finally,
Zone A.
Nuxia's one of her fourth abilities allows her to. Well, actually, it's another one of her third abilities that's good for preventing that person who likes to run away. Say, you fight a shinobi or an orochi that likes to run. You trigger this, and they're stuck just walking. They can't run, they can't sprint, they can't roll. They can just walk. And then finally, Jeongjun, the big old man, who I will be playing along with Nuxia. Big old man is the stamina master, as I like to call him, because he goes into his version of Nobushi's hidden stance, which is called Shifu stance, that gives him ridiculous stamina recovery.
You lost
it's like
Zone
if you were
C.
playing Raider or Kensei and you had the stamina recovery feat with maxed out exhaustion recovery. You would just instantly get your stamina back. And he even has a feat to go with it. I just keep shutting up for concentration. I'm sorry about that. But he has healing burst that heals all allies for 15. I believe that's a third feat. And for his fourth feat, it's not really based on team play, but it's more like an anti-gank situation. Isolator. It's like, say, let's see, the Nobushi Warlord and... Let's wait for someone else to respawn just so I can give you an idea. Okay, let's say the Warlord, Nobushi, and Highlander all rush me. I can trigger that, and Isolator will... I can trigger that on the Warlord, and Isolator will block off the assistance from everyone else. Oh shit. Ah, damn it, they got me. But yeah, so say the Highlander, Warlord, and Nobushi rush me. I trigger on the Warlord, and
you lost Zone A.
Behind the Warlord,
you captured Zone
a
C.
semicircle, as described, of smoke, which stuns any enemies who walk into it. So if I trigger on the Warlord and then the Highlander or Nobushi or anyone else that's on the enemy team walk into it, then they will be stunned. And what stunning does, if you're unfamiliar with it, is it removes your guard widget for a short time, and it makes it so that you can't tell where I'm swinging from in terms of the widget, because the widget isn't there.
You captured Zone A. Lost Zone C. Victory is near! You lost Zone A.
Jesus, I just concentrate way too damn much. I may have just put that. Yep, I got you, buddy. But yeah, it makes as the guy who was
You
playing it
captured
described it,
Zone C.
it's just you versus me. Everybody else fucks off. Although it's not really everybody else fucks off, it's everybody else is kind of forced into a sticky situation. I'm assuming it's gonna work kind of like smoke bomb, except it's centered around an enemy. Except they can actually still guard. Well, because in smoke bomb you can guard, you just can't lock onto an enemy. You guys get what I'm trying to say.
You lost Zone C.
Anyways, aside from that, let's stick with the game. I hope the recording is good, because I actually think I can get a little bit longer with it. I had my mic set to the basic computer mic. Got it.
You captured Zone C.
Okay, so that was the thing. Well, it's running, per usual. Oh no, Shigoki! I love this new effect. It's a Kamehameha that doesn't work. I hope it's like the Sword in the Stone one, where if you use it enough times,
You lost
eventually it'll
Zone
just
A.
work.
The enemy is falling back!
Oh shit! Kabuli!
Enemy team is breaking.
And I know they said not to trust the numbers for the arcade mode for when it was displayed, but when watching it, I noticed that Jungjun's side heavy
You captured
side
Zone
heavy
A.
finishers, while unblockable, they dealt around say like 2.5 bars. Narrowing the damage down to without gear sets, I'd say that's about 50 to 45. So a side heavy finisher for about 50 to 45, 45 to 50 damage. Now, as for the top heavies, they did about 3 bars of damage. So that's almost 75 damage. So it might be 60, it might be the full 75.
Thanks for having my back.
Victory.
But the way it looks is Jungjun is going to have possibly the highest damage output out of everybody. And in terms of like the max punishes, I really don't know. All I know is I'm going to be looking forward to playing Nuxia and getting off the trap attacks, because that shit is amazing. The regular heavy trap attack does about 30 damage based off the little testing that they did. And the zone trap does 45 damage. With gear stats on, that might do upwards of 40 to 50 damage. Depending on how high they are. But I'm actually going to cut the video off here. I would like to thank you guys for tuning into this, if you have. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If not, then just tell me what I can do to do better, and I will see you guys